So I'm about to go to university next month, and by now I think I have enough seniority to put my judgment on the SPM system and my personal opinion on Form 5 as a whole. To those who are watching it that has not gone through the SPM pressure yet, oh man, I would like to say that you definitely need to start preparing yourself, not just from the studying aspect, but also the mental health aspect. Every adult that you know in your life will not talk to you about anything else that isn't SPM. So be extremely prepared to have a very monotone conversation with them. Except I guess that one Grab driver who's really nice and will give you more motivational support than your teachers. I would start off by saying that for some reason, it's a requirement for most teachers that are teaching Form 5 to be extremely moody and sarcastic. I know this probably applies to the other forms, but it's definitely more apparent in Form 5. I don't know why this is the case. Maybe they have to go through an unpleasant test during their studies, and whoever is more unpleasant gets a high CGPA or something. Most teachers will just non-stop tell you, oh, you Form 5 already, you need to start acting maturely. Or, this batch is way worse than the last batch, why can't you guys be better? Even though I'm 90% sure that they say that to every single batch. I'm not blaming them for having life and stress issues, because even I would be stressed if I had to teach a bunch of idiots in a class. The main issue is that they like to lash out their stress on students that did not partake at all in their source of stress. For example, I could be giving my module homework that I did perfectly as told, and I would still get yelled at because I used tape to attach it to my book rather than glue. And I'm like, what's your problem, bro? I think everyone that's breathing right now is facing their own problems and stresses from their life in some shape or form. But just because you have problems doesn't make it fair for anyone for you to hurt others physically or mentally, or both, just because you have problems in life that everyone else is having. To the teachers that are watching this, don't lash out your stress and anger on your students. It's not fair for them. Just admit that you are struggling, which is perfectly normal and fine, and go get a professional help from a therapist. And if you want to use the excuse, I can't afford it, quote unquote, note that there's plenty of government hospitals that provide psychological help at an affordable price. You just need a referral letter from a clinic. Okay, now I want to talk about the subjects. I took 8 subjects because I'm an art stream student and I hate maths and I'm not interested to torture myself in that way. I would say SPM subjects are hard to determine the difficulty because everyone is good at something in their own way or good at a specific subject. Like, I would find English to be really easy because I'm so used to it, but I got a lot of people that struggle at it and went to me and asked me if I could help them with English, which usually ends up in an awkward situation because I don't know how to teach them due to I'm not good at English, as in I know every trick to excel in it. I'm just used to it, you know. Like flossing my teeth. It's not a skill, it's a habit. On the other hand, I struggle a lot with mathematics, but I see some of my friends breeze through the 1x equals 9y plus BMX problems like butter. One complaint I have, however, is with sejarah. That subject is interesting to me, but the way they formatted how it is to question you in some parts is the worst. You have to literally write essays about how to fix the country. Do I look like Anwar Ibrahim to you? I don't freaking know how to solve the economy and political crisis. So yeah, each subject's difficulty is hard to judge because it's entirely up to how your brain is going to process it. I wouldn't really say school subjects are useless. They become useless to you in the mind when they are not needed for what you plan on to pursue studying in university. It's basically like an annoying mandatory quest in a video game. Will it teach you anything legitimately? No, absolutely not, bro. But you do have to do good in it so you can proceed to the next quest in your life that's more fun, which is your university course and eventually career. Okay, another part I would like to talk about is the extra classes and Saturday classes. I would like to immediately say that these are not as intimidating and tiring as it sounds. They're actually quite fun because these classes are much more chill and you get to have more fun and flexibility learning them, especially with your friends, if you have any, that is. The teachers in my experience are not as strict and are more willing to help you than in a quote-unquote official school setting, so you have an easier time to ask them questions. My school was pretty small for SMK, so what my teachers did was that they put all 100 of us in a hall with tables and chairs and then teach all of us simultaneously. This led to some really memorable experiences where me, my usual friends, and our other friends from other classes would just be idiots together at one table and start studying together while making fun of each other or being drunk together. Sometimes we were even allowed to go outside outside the school to the nearby mall after the normal school finish and before the extra class starts. On multiple occasions, me and my friends would not go to the canteen to eat, and instead we would just stay in the mostly empty hall, being insane and crazy, like stealing each other's shoes, shaking the table violently, while the girls that also did not go to the canteen at the front of the hall just stared at us with judgment. Also, another memorable memory for me was doing the mathematics extra classes. I was in a mathematics mentor-mentee group with the smartest kid in school, and everyone else was focusing on what he's teaching and asking him questions about an equation. Meanwhile, I was asking him questions like, dude, are we technically giving birth every time we have wet dreams? Why are you like this? Those extra classes are the one aspect that I truly miss about my schooling days. Whoever from my school is watching this and is from a different class than me, I miss you guys. And also, I miss my classmates. Overall, I would say Form 5 is the time you do have to be serious and focused, but that does not mean you have to get rid of everything you enjoy just because you need to study. Make as many memories as you can with your friends as this is your last year in school, while also balancing your focus on studies as this is your last year in school. Contrary to what most people will say to you, you don't have to immediately know what you want to do with your life during Form 5. It's normal to be aimless and don't know what to do other than getting A's on your papers. For those who do know what they want to do with their life after SPM, make sure you achieve the target and goals on the grades you want to achieve, depending on your dream course to learn and also where you want to study. I didn't know what to do with my life during SPM, so I just tried my best to do my best. It was only after SPM that I finally knew I wanted to pursue my studies in psychology, so I just kept praying to God that I would get a credit in math because I left like 80% of that paper empty, so I could pursue that field. Luckily, my prayers were answered on the result day where I saw that my grades were good enough for me to continue my walk in that path. Okay, yeah, that's about it. Thanks to whoever listened to me blabbering up until now. During Form 5 and onwards in your life, don't be perfect, but be the best version you could be. Or joget-joget at TikTok, I don't really care.
Wait. Renegade, renegade.